My name's Dan Brown, and I am the co-owner and chief operating officer for Blumberg Digital. Many of you also know me as the senior service consultant at MGE Management Experts. And while I certainly have a lot of knowledge when it comes to marketing, I'm one of the lead seminars when it comes to our executive seminars. So I speak at most of our events, and I've serviced a lot of our clients and some of our premier clients, a lot of the premier clients that are here right now. That has given me a fantastic amount of exposure to the field of private dentistry. And what I mean by private dentistry is you're not a corporate chain. And even if you have a number of practices, you're not, they're a chain of family practices. We're talking about family dentistry. Family dentistry focuses on the person, the care, the quality. That person may be spending more time and a bit more money to have the experience from you and your team. And that's acceptable to them because it's more important to have a great experience than it is to save a couple bucks. Now, that doesn't apply to everybody. And I want to make this point really clear. There are patients out there that just want the cheapest no matter what. Just like there are consumers out there that just want the cheapest no matter what. Then there's people out there that want the most expensive no matter what. You know who I'm talking about. And then you have people that like, listen, I don't have a lot of money. And listen to what I'm about to tell you right now. This person is saying, I don't have a lot of money. Money is tight. Money is an important thing for me. But I will say this, I would rather spend a couple extra bucks to make sure I get a quality product or service that is a decent experience, that I feel cared for, that there's compassion by the people providing it, and that it's a great quality product or service that I'm not going to have to revisit again because, boy, I don't like being here at all. That is what we call the fee-for-service patient. They are willing, not happy, but willing to spend a little bit more to make sure it is a quality visit, that they are cared for exceptionally by the team, that the dentistry is with high quality clinical care and materials, and that they're not going to have to be here again. How many of you want more of those type patients rather than insurance-based patients and the people that just want the cheapest? How many of you want more fee-for-service types? Okay, that being the case, we have to build a fee-for-service profile in our marketing. For those of you doing ads, I'm going to tell you this. If you want better traction on ads, get me some testimonials, get me some before and after photos, let me take a look at them, and then let me say, yeah, that looks good. Send it to your marketing company. Get it up on your landing pages. Content. If I come to you, if I find you on Google, I find you on Facebook, I find you on Instagram, I find you on TikTok. If I get referred to you by a friend, I'm probably still going to go to your Google business profile. I'm going to check it out. I might check out your Facebook profile. I might check out your Instagram profile. I might see what you put on TikTok to make sure it isn't too weird and, whatever, but it's kind of fun. And I might do that. And that's the content. If I do that, you better be there with the things I need to see. Thumbs up if you understand what I said. You might not know what those things are yet, but thumbs up if you understand basically what I need to see. So Rigo, and you guys do it so well, Rigo. If I'm a parent coming to a pediatric practice in South Jersey, more important to me is my child and his well-being or her well-being in your practice and the care for your patients by your team. Boy, I need to see a bunch of photos. I need to see some testimonials. I need to hear from a parent who said, my kid has never done well going to the dentist. It's like pulling teeth. See what I did there? Getting him here. And boy, he screams. It's embarrassing for me, but I come here and they take care of him. And boy, it's just a dream. I mean, I wish I could come here as a patient not because I like lollipops at the end, but because the care level is amazing. That's what I need to see if I visit you online. And I need to be able to see that at 11 o'clock at night, because maybe that's when I'm finally getting to picking out a new dentist for my area. Now, you all should be home sleeping, watching Netflix or whatever you do at 11 o'clock at night. But this content is working while you are not, or while you are busy with another patient. This content is working. Very few people are going to pick up the phone and say, hey, I just want to interview the team real fast. Can I just talk to the doctor? Great. Sounds pretty good. Can I talk to the office manager? Okay, who's up next? Yeah, let's put an assistant or two on. How about a hygienist? All right, let's talk to that receptionist. That's not going to happen. People don't do that. They snoop you. Where do they snoop you? Well, we all know where they snoop you. You just got to be there. So we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about some basics. First of all, basics. And I want to make sure we all understand this, because I want you to just understand the purpose of marketing is to drive in more business than the business can possibly deal with. Hard to think with. And I know some of you, your office manager, like, whoa. Oh, I got to, hold on, brakes, Dan. No, that's the fault. That's a different problem. That's a problem of let's get a couple hygienists added, add another column, let's throw in another operatory. You got to solve that problem. Marketing's business is to get so many people that it's actually more than the business can waste through internal inefficiencies and lack of administration. So marketing's business, its purpose, its intention is to just drive in a ton of people. Now, some of those people are going to be spending, some of them are not. Some are going to be qualified, some of them are not. What can go wrong is this. You have a Google ad campaign or you launch a postcard or, and that campaign starts to hit. People start calling in. Hey, yeah, I'm just calling. You guys do free implants? I'm sorry, what? Yeah. Do you guys do free implants and need a free implant? You guys, I thought I read that. Free implant on your postcard. I don't think so. I've got the postcard in front of me. We do have a free implant consultation, and we do offer dental implants. So we can get you in. What's your name? Oh, no. I don't want to give you my name. I just want the free implant. How do I get a free implant? What can you do on your implant? Can you work it down? And I know what's happening right now. Even as I give you this scenario, you're going, okay, no, that's people. Those are the people of Earth. Understand that if they could get a free implant, they'd love that. This particular person might not be the best fit for your practice, but don't rule them out yet. They read quickly, maybe they missed something, whatever. Have your patience, and even if that person is not a patient for the practice, move on. The next phone call as if the first one did not happen. The problem is sometimes you're thinking about the first one, and you get 15 like that in a day. So next time you answer the phone call, ABC Dentistry, we don't do free dental implants. This is Dan. How can I help you? Even if you don't say that, you got a chip on your shoulder. You're just like, no. Might be 20 phone calls, 16 of them are trash. They're not trash people. They're just not good for you. 4 of them are decent. 3 of them schedule. 2 of them arrive. 1 of them pays. Now let's talk about the business side of things. 1 of them pays, and it pays for the whole cost of that campaign or part of it. Great. That's a successful campaign. There was a great question at the beginning. What's a successful campaign? A successful campaign is a campaign that pays for itself. You spent $4,000, you made $4,000. And you say, yeah, Dan, but hey, there was materials in that, there was supplies in that, it was my time, assistant time, reception. Yeah, totally understood. Cost of goods. That's our first goal, is break even. Next goal is about a 3x multiple. You spent 4,000, multiply that times 3. You made 12,000. Next goal is move that up to a 5x multiple. You spent 4,000, multiply that by 5, 20,000, that's what you made. That's a business side of things. I am going to tell everybody here there's 2 other sides of this. That's the immediate business side of things. The more mid and long-term business side of things is that every patient successfully acquired and retained. Everybody listen. Successfully acquired and retained. Great. So we added the 20 phone calls. We got 2 in, and 1 of them paid. That person, we created an ambassador for our practice. They're with us. Each of those patients have an average lifetime. Not literally their lifetime, a lifetime with your practice of 10 years. That's independent studies done. 10 years. So in 10 years, that person will spend on average $1,000 a month on an average everyday practice, not an MGE practice, because an MGE trained practice knows how to properly present, overcome objections, and get acceptance for treatment plans. I'm not even going to tell you what I think the number is for MGE practices, but let's leave it at the 10,000. 10 years, $1,000 a year on average. It doesn't mean that they're going to spend $1,000 a year, and it doesn't mean that every one of them is going to spend $10,000, but it means on average. You're going to have some that come in, they do bigger treatment plans, some that come in that just kind of do whatever, but the average patient successfully acquired and retained $1,000 a year on average 10 years. Thumbs up if you all track that. I just want to make sure you're all thinking with this. Okay. The reason this is important is you have to think beyond just this month. Your goal is to successfully attract, acquire, and retain patients. Once done, that has a $10,000 value. Anybody who answers the phone for the practice, raise your hand. People who answer the phones for the practice, raise your hand. Okay. Next time that phone rings, I want you to think like that. That phone call could be $10,000, and I want you to act accordingly. I want you to act accordingly from a tone level perspective. What's your emotional tone level? What's your attitude towards that person? How helpful? How focused are you on it at that point in time? When Alex from Blumberg Digital said, let's do marketing basics. Let's get down to basics. Let's get down to the basics, because it is the basics of which things fall down and fall apart. How's that phone being answered? You tell me what you think. Thanks for calling ABC Dental. This is Dan. How can I help you? Yeah, we'll see you. Sure, I can help you with that. 1 second. Okay, good. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, bye. All right, I'm with you. Fantastic. Yes, yes, we do offer crowns in our office. Can I put you on hold for just 1 second? Thanks. Hey, I'm back with you. I'm just going to transfer you right now. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, so how do you know you need a crown? Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah, just come on in and sign it. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. What's that? Okay, but I'll tell you this right now. That person is competent, man. That person's handling the inflow, handling the outflow, handling this, taking a package, getting a lab case out the door. If you're doing that to your receptionist, lean towards the camera for me. Just lean in. Just lean towards the camera. Just lean in. That's a setup, man. You're setting them up and you're setting up your practice for failure because the person calling in, they can't see what's going on. You got this superhuman on the front. I mean, superhuman. This person's that octopussing, through the day, 8 arms just going wild. Yeah, but the person can't see that. We're not on a Zoom call. And even if we were, you know what? That person might think place isn't really that well organized. So that's first point. As opposed to this, thanks for calling ABC Family Dentistry. This is Dan. How can I help you? I'm smiling. Why? Because studies show that people can tell if somebody's smiling or not. Yeah, that means you got to smile. You got to smile. Fantastic. I can absolutely help you with that question. Can I get your name? Jenny. Great to meet you. Jenny, what's your last name? Thank you. Jenny, hey, just in case this call drops, what's the best number I could call you right back at? 9 out of 10 people will answer that question. Don't harass the 10th, okay? Okay, fantastic, Jenny. Hey, Jenny, last question before we get on to yours. Can I just ask how you found out about our practice? Okay, yeah. John's referred, yeah, we love John. Fantastic, thank you for that. So Jenny, absolutely, let me see how I can help you on that one, how much the price of a crown is. Jenny, are we talking about 1 tooth, 2 teeth, 3, 4? What are we talking about? 3 teeth, okay, gotcha. Jenny, how do you know that those teeth need a crown? Went to another practice. Okay. And can you remember what they told you? How am I doing it? How's my tone level? How's my approach to Jenny? Thumbs up, medium, or down? Basics, man. Basics. I keep finding, because I do the new patient workshop and I'll do mystery phone calls live on the new patient workshop and I'll call in and it'll just be a bloodbath. And then the doctor in the workshop says, yeah, but we just hired her 2 weeks ago and she only really got operational this week. And I'm just at a loss for words. Okay, doctor, and you put her on the phones in her second week because why? Well, that's where we start all our new staff. Oh, okay, good. That's now making sense why you have 10 to 15 new patients a month. That has got to be one of your most important positions in the practice. That's your first impression of which you get one shot. Make it great. Put great people there. Help them be great by removing tasks and duties off of their plate so that they can facilitate that job. For instance, when I get a new patient phone call, the flag goes up, everybody's hands on, or hands off me and hands on everything else that I might have to be dealing with, such as handling reception, etc. That's organization. First point, bulletproof your front desk team, whatever that team consists of. It could be your receptionist. You might have 3 or 4 people sitting up there. You have your receptionist who's got the primary responsibility. You have sitting right next to the receptionist is your schedule coordinator. She's got the secondary responsibility. Sitting right next to that person is the insurance coordinator. They've got the tertiary responsibility, and they know that they are in line like that. And everybody can do what the other can do as regards to taking calls and handling that traffic, so that we can make sure that when that phone rings, it's $10,000 in our eyes. But wait, there's more. So each potential new patient who is successfully acquired and retained $10,000 lifetime value. And a successfully acquired and retained new patient will refer on average a certain number of patients over their lifetime. Put in your fingers the number if you have heard me speak on this. How many people will successfully retained and acquired and retained new patient? Good. I see a couple people. Come on, show me those fingers. How many? On average, minimally. Oh, good job, Dr. Hersey. 2. Now, that's in the average plain Jane everyday practice. That's not our MGE clients. Okay. 2. Good. So you got the one that you've successfully acquired and retained, plus 2 more. Good. So it's not from a business perspective, 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000. That's $30,000. Next time that phone rings, treat it like $30,000 is about to call. You answer that phone call in 2 rings. You answer that phone call with a smile. You answer that phone call in a way that you would understand that somebody compassionately needs your help on the other end of it, who hasn't been to the dentist in 7 years, who is scared of the dentist, who's embarrassed about the fact that they have not been to the dentist, who is terrified of needles and drills, has heard horror stories. Their great aunt apparently died during a root canal. Who knows what's going on with that person? So you got to be there for them. Professional, fun, uptone, right? And if they're in anxiety, you're right there with them. I totally understand. Well, it's so good that you're calling because my gosh, imagine if things got worse. Let's get you in right away. So we're like minimizing how much you might need. Okay. We totally understand that. Our practice specializes in people who hate the dentist, so we understand drills and needles people don't like. So let's get you in here. We won't do any drills, no needles. We're just going to do some looking. How about we do that as our first step? Great, Rebecca. Let's get you scheduled right now. You're in there with that person at the tone level they need. They're at anxiety. You get in there and you can talk to them at the kind of tone level of fear. Anxiety is 1.02. It's right there next to fear, 1.0. So you're in there with them at fear, but not fear of them, not fear about them, fear with them on the journey of dentistry and letting them know what could happen if they don't jump on this. And it's so good that they called. Oh my gosh, you're a rock star that you called with that, that past history you just told me about. Amazing. Let's get you in here quick so it doesn't get worse. Fear of consequences is how you talk to a person in fear. We all know that. It's ABC basics. It's tone scale basics. Okay, good. From an organizational perspective, I'm going to move that through reception. Obviously, your team needs to be on point. You need to walk your team through. Your team needs to know who you are, doctor, owner, office manager. They need to understand your vision. They need to understand what we're about. They need to attend the ABCs. They need to go to the new patient workshop if they haven't. Everybody needs to do the ABC communication and sales seminars, every one of them. Every new staff member should go through that. Make sure we understand it's about care. It's not about money. Yeah, we measure our statistical result of production and accepted treatment and results statistically through collections and such, right? We do that. That's statistics. So we talk numbers, kind of have to. But this is about getting people healthy. That's the ABCs. Cycle all your team through it. And you cycle through it at least once a year. Within the practice, the culture has to be fun. It has to be fun. I have to want to come to work. I love working at MGE. I love working with Blumberg Digital. I love working with you as clients. I look forward to this webinar. I look forward to seeing you all at MGE. I come up to you, we embrace, we hug. I mean, I love what I do. How many of you love what you do? Raise your hands. You love what you do. And yeah, we might not be huggy with everybody, but we love our patients. We love the result we get. You got to build that culture and you got to bulletproof your team. It's continual training and making sure that they are in a spot where they are absolutely winning, learning, and becoming more able to help patients and not getting, slimed by the occasional nutcase that walks in the door and makes them feel like, you can complete that sentence. Okay, so that's that part. Now let's talk about marketing. First thing on marketing, I'm going to talk about lowest hanging fruit. Whenever you do marketing, the first thing you do is you remarket to your existing customer base. Any business does that. The first thing they should do. You've got a trusted consumer base. In your case, you call it your patient base, right? It's your patients, existing patients. And for you, you have a recurring income model called recall, hygiene. 6-month checks for some of your patients for every 3 months, whatever it is, they're on a perio program. That keeps them coming to you. And they must. It's not optional, right? It's just like a dog needs dog food. That's a recurring income model because you just got to keep ordering dog food or dog treats or whatever. Dentistry is a great business model because you got to keep people coming back. But some of you don't. And I know it's busy. I'm not getting in your face. It's busy. But I want you to get this vision in your mind. You're selling apples. You got an apple orchard. So you get your wheelbarrow and you go down to the apple orchard and you fill your wheelbarrow up with apples and you go to your truck. You put the apples in the back of your truck and you drive to the market to sell your apples. But on the way to the market, well, your tailgate fell off a long time ago. So when you get to the market, you got about half the apples that you had when you started. So you get to the market, but you sold enough apples to make it through the day and fund yourself and keep your orchard alive. So you go home and you wake up again and you go to the orchard and you fill your wheelbarrow with apples. You run the wheelbarrow to your truck, you put it in the truck, no tailgate still, drive to the market. You end up with, 2/3 the apples that you started with. That's what's happening in your practice. You're getting people, you're successfully acquiring them, but you are not retaining them and getting them reactivated. How many of you could use help with reactivating and keeping patients in the truck bed? How many of you could use some help with that? Okay, and if you don't know, if you're sitting there like, I don't know, well, start looking. Start looking. MGE has a manual reactivation program. If you need that, you email me, danb@mgeonline.com. It's a series of actions you take inside the practice to send letters, make phone calls to your entire database. And it works amazing. Okay. It's one of the first things you got when you came to MGE reactivation program. Some of you are a little bit shy on resources. You don't have people to get on the phones and write individual letters and hit your entire database. And so we have at Blumberg Digital a digital reactivation program. Adan, you're here. Can you open up your microphone, sir?
Hey, Dan, hear me okay?
Yeah, there you go. Adan, you're relatively, new to the Power Program. Well done. You're doing great. Kind of new to marketing with Olean Dental Studio. You jumped on board with the digital reactivation program, and Amy sent me a message saying that, you guys are doing okay and that, you talked to her about that. Would you mind sharing whatever you went over with Amy? And please don't embarrass me too badly because I have no idea what you said.
So we have been trying to go out of the insurance networks for a while mentally, but it's scary, right? And so it's something that we were kind of putting off, but we knew we had to do because I wrote a couple of notes here of like things that I heard people say. Someone mentioned, schedule is full, but it's not productive. And that's kind of the same issue that we were seeing. It's like, wow, our days are so packed that the doctors are like wanting to cry at the end of the day. And it's just not
Sure.
the life that they were, envisioning. And so the only answer is like, okay, well, the schedule needs to be more productive, but not necessarily busier. How do you do that? Okay, well, we need to go out of network with the insurances, but gosh, that's where all of our patients are coming from. So what do we do? And so, in talking with you guys, we kind of realized, holy crap, we did $1 million in insurance write-offs last year. Like,
Ouch.
what are we doing?
Ouch.
What are we doing? And we kind of realized, could you imagine, instead of paying the insurance companies $1 million to essentially do what is marketing, because that's all it is, you're paying them $1 million a year to bring you new patients that are coming in and are insurance driven. So you're getting the I only want what the insurance covers, I only want what the insurance covers. Like, what if we put that into marketing instead? And so that's kind of when we started going down the road and, asked you for help, and we got on that reactivation program. Here I've got Mariah. She's our new patient coordinator. So that's an important piece of the puzzle. Like
That's Mariah. Mariah's a rock star. She just got really going. She has no background in dental, but she got a sharp mind. She's taking this stuff and rolling. I just want to make sure everybody understands, Mariah is not coming from some massive dental clinical background. She's coming in. She's just, oh, that makes sense. And even yourself, you don't have a necessarily like a dental background. You have an IT background.
Yeah, I came from IT, no dental background. I've been in this for 2 years. Mariah's been in for a few months, also no dental background. Actually, nobody in our practice other than the doctors and a couple of assistants came in with dental background. Everyone in the front is fresh meat, which actually has worked out better for us because we've been able to go through MGE and just kind of train everyone from scratch. So Bright, we made that jump and we got on the reactivation, and the reactivation platform was really cool because you guys just got a list of all of our patients that have ever been here at all, and we purchased this practice from a prior provider. So there were like patients that we had never even seen that decided like, oh, we're not going to go see this new guy and stuff. But you guys just blasted it out to everyone and kind of stay on sending those, hey. And so kind of taking a lot of the grind work out of, because again, we don't, it takes a lot to have someone that just sits there and does that. So you guys do it for us.
Right.
And then they message us back a lot. It is crazy because you really do think like we're never going to hear from those people again, they're not interested, but that really isn't true. Like in their mind you still really are their dentist, even if you don't realize it. And so Brian's been able to capitalize on that and get in touch with these people that we thought we would never see again, and they come back and they're actually some of our best patients. And when they get here, they're like, hey, I know you had to send me like 40 text messages. I'm really sorry I haven't gotten back to you in 2.5 years. But now they're ready, and it's the right, time. And so they come in, and we've gotten so much return on investment. And your platform helps us track that too. I don't have those numbers with me. I wish I did, but they're huge numbers. They're huge. We've made, yeah, and it's easy to use because it's flow based. So whenever you guys reach out to someone, we're able to go in there and see that, and anyone that messages back, able to follow up with them easy. So we love that. And
Awesome.
then, like you were talking about honest ads, I just want to touch base on that too, because we had tried working with another marketing company in the past, and we were getting I don't want to say good, we were getting a lot of people calling us, but it was actually literally what you were mentioning. It was a lot of people calling us and saying like, hey, we saw an ad on Facebook that you guys do like $50 implants. And it was creating so many phone calls up front and like burying us in phone calls for a bunch of stuff that we don't do. And the marketing guy was just like, well, you need people calling and stuff. And it's like, no, this is worse than no marketing. This is terrible. Like, it's making us look like liars, and it's making us busy for no reason. We're very happy with where we're at right now. I actually wrote some numbers down too. We received so far this month, in 24 days, we've received 68 phone calls for people wanting to come into the office. And the quality of the leads is such that out of those 68 people that called, 54 of them have scheduled, and most of them obviously are leaving reviews, and they're scheduled for treatment and are coming back, and they're happy, and they're going to be referring patients. And so that is huge. That's, just about an 80% conversion rate of people that have called and come in and schedule are getting work. I mean, it's a big difference.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that you're happy, and I want to let everybody know that there's more to this picture than meets the eye. We've been working with Olean Dental Studio for a while, grooved in. They've now jumped on with a implant funnel to get more implants. Doing digital reactivation. We do their website as part of our marketing platform. The people there are applying what we do. So there's a bigger picture. I'm going to tell you your side, Adan, and team, really your entire team. You're grabbing these and you're making these reality. So hats off to you, because I know how much you both create that picture and that first experience. So well done on the receiving end. We'll continue to send. Good job. Everybody give them a big hand. Well done. Nice job, folks. Nice job. Okay, I'm going to do this. Now, it's not always, cherries and whipped cream. I often showcase Salvatore Dental, and I don't know if Beth and Kathleen are still here. Are you guys around? They recently went through a little bit of a dry spot. It got kind of scary. I mean, this is a practice. It's kind of a big deal. And all of a sudden, things went not to a screeching halt, but it got scary. Kathleen, so let's, I always talk you guys up and we always showcase things, but it's not always, sweetness and light. Would you mind giving a quick overview of what you did? Because all of a sudden things kind of, got a little bit scary in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. You and I got on the horn. We did bang, bang, bang. Can you tell folks what you did and the result? But I want to know like actions that they could be doing and thinking with that, okay, good. Here's what happened and here's what we did.
We came into this month super excited. We were like, yeah, we're going to hit everything. And then our financing started to fall off. Dr. Rich is actually here. Oh, it's a whole webinar.
There he is.
So then our financing.
There's just 100 of us here, Dr. Salvatore.
He just walked in randomly. So then all of our finance companies stopped approving. Basically, we were to the point like I was staying till like 6:30 some nights trying to do follow up. Beth was constantly following up. So we all kind of met. You also gave us a phone call and kind of whipped us back in shape. Because we definitely needed that. We were dropping very fast down the tone scale. But we talked to our team. We were very transparent about it. They can see it. We do the monthly game. And we really put on them follow-up and helping us. We ended up doing last week over 1,800 follow-ups on outstanding treatment. That all kind of came back this week, which was amazing. So Beth and I were consistently doing over 200 calls a week each on follow-up. Our team was sending emails. We were doing handwritten cards. I do all of our social media. So I completely switched what I was doing a little bit. I did less posts of our team, more focus on cases, veneer cases, full arch cases, kind of just everything we were throwing at the wall, trying to get this fixed. And then one day Dr. Rich came in and he said, you know what, I think we're going into our consults too high tone, which is great to be high tone. But then he was
Sure.
like, we need to change it. So it was more like, okay, let's make your dream smile. Let's do this. And it shifted to more, if you don't get these teeth out, the infection's going to spread throughout your body. We're looking at larger health risks. We really just completely switched the tone that we were approaching these consults in. And then things definitely started to turn around. So Friday we did 81,000. Yesterday we did 91,000 in one day. Yeah. Yesterday we did 91,000. And because we're on the webinar, I haven't had a chance to text you the update, but Beth just closed 46. So we're at 59 for today.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
we completely changed our game plan that we were kind of approaching things in. We started getting creative with partnering lenders and kind of working around barriers in a different way than we were used to. It was definitely, the universe shook us up a little bit, but we hit back. So
Sure.
back on track.
Yeah.
So now we're
Well
less
done.
than 100,000 from goal for the month. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It was scary for a while.
Yeah, and I was, I heard you. I understand that completely. How many of us have been there when it gets scary? Raise your hand. You've been there. It's scary. Things just don't, you push, and it doesn't seem to move. Okay, so we're going to talk about those things. Everybody put in the chat, how many communications was Kathleen and Beth doing daily each? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you remember, because I'm telling you, out of everything she just said, I want you to understand, it wasn't, we went into a room, did a kumbaya hug, and, we all wished and hoped upon a star. Right. You all said it. 200 each. 200 each. Kathleen, how many did that account to amongst what people? Can you tell me? Because you did 200, Beth did 200. You said it was 1,600 total. Tell me who was involved in that and what they did.
Beth and I each have our own follow-up list. We take responsibility for the larger cases in the office. So Dr. Rich and Dr. Vera's big cases. But then our scheduling coordinators, Amanda and Deidre, they were hitting the outstanding treatment list hard. My lead surgical coordinator is 8 months pregnant, so it's hard for her to run around the office. So she was doing 50 to 60 follow-ups a day too for us. So really it was everyone across the board, all hands on deck. Beth and I focused on the larger cases and following up with those, the ones that needed financing. And then all the girls jumped in on the crowns, fillings, things like that.
Tell me about this point, and Dr. Giovanetti, just put your question in the chat. I'm very interested to hear. Anybody can put their question in here. I'm going to moderate this because we have to go at a pace. I want to show you some things. I want to show people, everybody here, some cool stuff so you understand how you can do it. I'm going to tell you this right now. We do their marketing platform, so their website, we do all their SEO, we do their pay-per-click, we do their implant funnel, we do digital reactivation, do the editing on their testimonials, so blah, 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 blah. Kathleen, tell me a little bit about what had happened with the team and what did you do to get the team back up and, your routine social media posts, and talk on that a bit.
Obviously, everyone was feeling the effects of everything. They could tell, especially, tone is set by the executives and they could tell that we were stressed out. So we kind of stopped displaying that and we decided to have more fun. And that was something that you reminded us on one of the phone calls. You were like, you need to have fun with them. So we did a review game. So I made this huge game board that has all these gold stars on it. And when they get the review, they get to write their name on it. So whoever has their name on the most stars at the end of the month gets to pick, or at the end of 2 weeks, gets to pick a prize. And they live for concert tickets, kitchen gadgets. So whatever we need to do, they can win. We're also working towards a team prize. There's a couple of things that they want for the office. So they're working together on that. And then we just switched it up and decided to have fun, right? One of my hygienists was getting married. We did some TikToks about that. We did a bbig bridal lunch. We just got back to having fun. Stopped our stress, because obviously the executives, we were overhead, oh my God, payroll, what are we gonna do? But it didn't need to, all that didn't need to be on the team. So we went back to having fun, doing TikToks, photos, and just kind of switched things up because we were definitely feeling it, and so were they. And that was a fault on our end because we should not have set that tone, but we've been able to correct it and the numbers show that.
And I'm going to say this. So well done. Everybody give them a hand. Everybody give them a hand. I mean, that's work right there. That is well done work. And, you know, we're not out of the woods because we got to make that goal and we want to surpass that goal and we want to do that again and again and again. All of this is simply representative of getting people healthy. I'm telling you right now, credit agencies and a number of practices, I'm hearing it from MGE, you know, the criteria is getting a bit more stringent. Right? So the limits are lower, the criteria is more stringent. This is going to happen. What do you got to do? You just got to crank it up. More people. You're not going to be able to necessarily change things that you have no control over, but you will be able to get more people and you will be able to connect with that patient, to get that patient to get someone in who could do a cosign or whatever because you care so much. I want you to think about this. You have a total picture, and you know, I've got one of my most favorite practices here right now, and this is the Smiles Group. One of my most favorite because these are people who've grown. They've seen me, you know, when I came to MGE, it was the first office I went to, and I got to meet, you know, Amy Evelyn and Amy Masonette and Sharon, and it's just these, and they sit and they run this group of practices. There's these amazing individuals, and they're sitting over 5 or 6, I think it's 6 practices now. That's a lot to control. There's a lot on your mind. There's a lot different on your mind than there is on the person who's, you know, being the receptionist in one of those practices or whatever. It's so easy to lose your sense of humor. Sense of humor failure. How many of you have suffered from sense of humor failure? I have. When you drop down the tone scale, everybody can see it. Sometimes you want that. You got to make sure that that's what you want. Do you really want everybody to see it? Are you trying to be a victim? Are you trying to get everybody to feel sorry for you? Because what you're going to end up doing is they may feel sorry for you, but they're also going to come down the tone scale too. And when you come down the tone scale, the tone scale is not just your attitude. It's how much motion. Up at the top, lots of motion. Down at the bottom, no motion. Up at the top, responsibility. At the bottom, no responsibility. Nobody's responsible for anything. Up at the top is honesty, integrity. What's at the bottom? Well, you do the math on that one. You could figure that one out. So you are leading the charge, doctor, owners, office managers. And I get it. We have rough days. I have them. I'm looking at a bunch of faces right now, and we've all been through it. I've been with you. I see faces right now that have had tears on them. Yeah, and guess what? Me too. But we have a responsibility that we got to reach down and pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and put ourselves in the position of power, grab ourselves together, take a walk, figure out, put life into perspective for a second. You know what? Okay, having a rough day, having a rough week, having a rough month, having a rough period of my life. Okay, but guess what? In the grand scheme of things, I'm doing pretty all right. In the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of people in a lot worse spot. And even in my lowest of lows, if things went totally bad, I'd still end up very competent with a great job, you know, different set of circumstances, and I'd build back again. And you know what? I just got to put it into perspective. And by the way, what's for lunch? We got to get unserious about things because things get serious. And when you're less serious about it, you can climb this tone scale. And then those around you, you can bring them up with you. It's so important. Thumbs up if you agree that it's important. Thumbs up if you agree that this is important. Okay, good. Now, there are a number of factors. Some of you are like, wow, I want to know more about what you guys are doing or what they're doing at Salvatore Dental. Good. Send me an email right now. I want the formula. Just put that in there, just put in the reline, Dr. James, I want the formula. And you don't need to write anything more. Just put it in the subject line, send it to me. I got some stuff for you, and I got some cool stuff coming. But I want to make sure that you're thinking with the broad strokes is internally getting your team there, getting there for the patients, because the patients are coming in and they need you. Dr. Lazaga, what is the formula? Send me an email and I'll give you some stuff because it's going to be a little bit different answer for everybody. And that's why I'm not going to try and answer it for everybody. Some of you are just kind of getting started. Some of you have a big raging multi-practice setup. Some of you are, in a very competitive area and marketing is a little bit different in that super competitive area. Some of you are off in the middle of Iowa, with cornfields and one other practice. It's going to be a different formula. So I promise I will get you an answer that's applicable to you. But the first thing I want to do is I want to share this, and I want you to get this in your mind. And Kathleen, I'm just gonna embarrass you here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Kathleen, we've been doing a lot of stuff with the DDS Dashboard and getting all of your documentation. So for those of you that don't know, DDS Dashboard is a tool by which you can organize or board stats and stuff, officially being released at Owners Conference coming up in May. It's going to be good. How many of you are coming to Owners Conference? Raise your hand. May 8th through 11th. 4 days of amazingness. 511 people. Oh my gosh, biggest ever. We're all, and for those of you who don't know, we throw a big party one night. It's our graduation ceremony, but it's open bar, lots of dancing. It's a blast. But Owners Conference is going to be epic this year. 4 days of CE, some clinical, some management. Half of it's being delivered by clients that are screamingly successful. But we will be releasing DDS Dashboard. And DDS Dashboard is available now if you want to send me an email for slightly less price. But it's essentially what I'm about to put on the screen here. And some of you, you're unfamiliar yet with what we all do. But it's this org board. We have flow charts. We have stats. And then we have library items. And in the library items, this just keeps all your documentation for how you do certain things. And, I can go up here in the packs. One thing they have, for a new hire. Somebody asked, what do we do for a new hire? Well, here's what Kathleen and Beth put together. They have our Salvatore Dental mission statement, office tour, HIPAA online training, OSHA sexual harassment training. This is what every new staff member does. It's a system, and they get assigned to a new staff member. They have all their testimonials here, quick linked to YouTube. So if they want to see a testimonial for Zach, implant upper and lower, well, great. We just click that and we have that. We can send that around to somebody or whatever. But we are documenting what they are doing. And some of the stuff that they're doing is absolutely, they even have how to film a testimonial, the testimonial forms. I should just play one of these. Which one should I play, Kathleen? Which one should I play?
I would say
Zach.
Zach's a really good one. It's short and quick, and I think it's one of our most impactful. We use it as a text message to get people who are outstanding on our treatment list.
Beautiful. And Sharon, Amy, this is what this is the content we're going to be building for our website, but also for our landing pages, texting campaigns, implant funnel. Okay. Everybody who's on the implant funnel or wants to be on the implant funnel, this is the kind of content that we need to be thinking with. Because I'm on Zoom.
Hours from us taking out your teeth, putting in implants, and then today we delivered the new smile, so take a look.
Oh, shit. Yo. Oh, my God. Yo, I'm handsome again. Oh, my God, Doc.
Is that wild or what?
Yo, Doc. Oh, my God.
Smile, smile, smile. Isn't that crazy?
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man.
Step to a new life, right? You're gonna make me cry. What the hell? Whew. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God.
One day later, can you believe that?
They're in trouble out there. Oh, they're in trouble.
As long as we're not in trouble here.
Big trouble out there. So there's that and such, but I want to show you a little bit about what we've been documenting. And I know some of you have seen this, but it's just important that you get this. If you take a look, what is the purpose of this practice? And I want you all to look at the valuable final product down at the bottom here. It says, comprehensive, healthy patients treated by a well-trained and expanding organization making a positive difference in our community. Okay, beautiful. Kathleen did a little overview video about that. Let's see what she has to say.
So here at Salvatore Dental, our mission statement covers all aspects of our organization. Our mission statement is comprehensive, healthy patients treated by a well-trained and expanding organization that's making a positive difference in our community. Breaking that down, it starts with number one, our patients. That's why we're here, and that's who we're here to help. So comprehensive, healthy patients is exactly that. We want to make sure that we're providing comprehensive plans that bring them back to proper oral health. That means that we're looking at every single tooth when they come in. We're not just focusing on the pretty veneers or Invisalign or just that one implant that they need. We're taking a look at everything and making sure that we're providing them with the best care possible. We're making sure that they're coming in for their recare appointments. If they have gum disease, we're making sure that they get the proper education and treatment. That way they can take care of that at home as well. Our number one goal is to make sure that we're comprehensively treating our patients. We're not just doing patchwork, and that we're bringing them back to full oral health. Now, well-trained and expanding organization applies to our team and what's going on around us in the world of dentistry. We do monthly team trainings, sometimes multiple times a month, where we have the team come in, we review new advances in dentistry, we partner with some online learning platforms to make sure that we're gonna be able to offer our patients the best care possible. So we're able to answer any question that they have. We're able to help them figure out financing, figure out what the heck is going on in the world of dental insurance. We're helping them figure out what's gonna be the best treatment for them. Because a lot of times patients come in thinking one thing, and we do an exam and we find that might not be the best option for them. So if we're properly trained in how to handle that conversation with our patients, we're doing so much better at educating them. So that's really important, and that's why we put so much emphasis on training and learning and growing as the world of dentistry changes around us. Now, making a positive difference in our community is extremely, extremely important to us. It's something very close to our hearts. We make sure that we do volunteer events yearly. We do multiple of them. We love sponsoring our local sports teams. Our girls softball team was the league champions not that long ago, so we're very proud of them. And also, we like to spend time volunteering at different aspects of the community. So we do some stuff with community outreach with the homeless. We've done stuff with the police horses for Saratoga County. We've done things with the food bank in Albany. We try and make sure that we're covering a bunch of different aspects. Along with that, we also like to do drives. We did a drive for supplies for Ukraine, and the patient response from that was overwhelming. Over half of our waiting room was filled multiple times with supplies to send to Ukraine. And we also do things like Toys for Tots and other programs like that that we're really passionate about. It's really, really important for us that we make sure that the mission statement isn't something that's just hanging on our wall. It's something that we live by every single day. It's something that we strive to achieve every single day. And it's something that we know makes us the best at what we do. We want to make sure that no matter what's happening around us, we're focusing on our patients, our training, and the community. If we put good out, good comes back, and it's so important that we remember that and that we live by that daily. So we're excited to have you join our team. We really hope you like volunteering, especially with horses, and we're excited for you to get to know our patients and have a positive impact on their lives as well. Thanks.
Let me just
Hi, welcome to our
stop
practice.
this.
We're
Oh yeah, so this is a practice tour she does for all new team members. I'm not going to go into that here, but again, if you want some tips and stuff, and my camera's off, sorry. So you get the idea. Now, I played that for a very specific reason. That's what they show to every new hire. How many of you think it's important for a new hire to have that data and that viewpoint about the practice? Raise your hand. And you've got to relay that to the team so the team understands this isn't just about, making our collections quota and making our target on new patients and stuff. We're here for a reason. And there's confusion out there. There's disorder out there. And we are here to bring order to that disorder. And there will be confusion that blows off when we do that. Okay, that's our job. People don't understand dental insurance. We understand that. And we're going to try and, relay some basic level understanding about that so that we bring this area to peace and understanding while we can also marry them up with the treatment that they need to be fully healthy and rehabilitated. How about the subject of whatever their treatment plan is? And hey, by the way, we're very involved in the community. I'm gonna show you some stuff because you all asked, well, not all of you, but a number of you asked, well, what should we put on social media? And I'm going to tell you, we have worked and worked and worked to make this just a very active channel for Salvatore Dental. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to, rather than try and go, oh, that's a lot of work, or I don't know, I need to do that. Listen, they just shot that whole practice, mission statement video on an iPhone with a remote microphone, the same one that they use for testimonials. Yeah, I had my video editor. Hey, Kathleen, how's the video editing? I just added those titles. Huh? We're spicing it up a little bit. But there's nothing super technical here. You do this every time you get a new hire. So now I want you to start documenting it. All right. But I do want you to go to their Facebook page and do a little study. I'm going to bring it up here so you can see some stuff as a sample. Like, what could you don't have to do everything you see here, but I want to bring up some key points of success. And whether you're, it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it should look similar to what you see here right now. Okay. So up at the top of their page are pinned 2 before and after cases, right? So it really gives somebody an idea of what you're capable of doing. But then look at some of their posts. Here's another before and after transformation. Look at how big these photos are. Look at the eyes. That's what Dr. Salvatore always says. Look at the eyes of the patient after they get their treatment. It's like they've got a whole new life. Stunning new smile for Heather. It's an amazing testimonial. She broke down at it. I mean, it'll absolutely warm your heart to watch that. Then here's, as she was saying, Casey's getting married. They feature Casey. This is social, and this is social media. So it should be social. It's not just about you. It's about others. Saturday team spotlight. Get to know Emma, Dr. Vera's dental assistant. You know, how cool is that? You know, she's got this life and who she is, and they really appreciate her. And there's Zach, right? Seeing that one. More before and afters. Hey, the Allie update everybody has been asking for. Another sweet baby boy has joined the Salvatore Dental family. Congratulations to Allie. How many of you are happy for Allie? Raise your hand. How many of you are happy for Allie? Yeah, me too. That's social. Some of you didn't raise your hand. That scares me. But I'm happy for Allie. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. You guys didn't know that I got the video on. All right. Thank you to this thoughtful patient for some treats 1 week post-op. And look at that smile. We will gladly eat any Girl Scout cookies you may find yourself with after those adorable girls get you with their awesome sales tactics. I love that. It's just social. Go through this thing and look. Go through this and go to the videos tab. Watch this. Videos. And I really want you to listen to this.
I was a boxer when I was younger, and I've fought with my teeth my entire life. Fillings, root canals, this, that. And in 2011, I had an accident. I hurt my back and a few other things, and being down with my injury, it just became more prevalent and evident that I needed to do something with it. I made a very poor decision and went to a different place, and they basically at that point told me that my teeth, there was just so much trauma and damage with my teeth that remove them, do a denture and an implant down the line. They're the doctors, they're the dentists, so I believed them and I went with what they said. And the 2 years building up to this was terrible. Embarrassed to go out, couldn't eat with a man, so I had to take him out. So obviously you're not gonna go sit down at dinner with your wife and, oh, let me take my teeth out, you know. This was, the implants was the route, was just finding the right dentist and personnel, and that's you guys.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate that.
Dr. Rich and his wife had just great reviews. And actually, then I found your Facebook.
Wait, what did you just say, everybody? He'd been to a dentist, things went bad, made some bad decisions. Put it in the chat. What did he just say? Kathleen, do you know how old Victor is, roughly? How old is
He's
Victor?
in his early 50s. Let me see.
Early 50s. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, we don't have to violate HIPAA totally, but I'd say
Yeah.
50s, maybe. Yeah, good. So now listen, everybody. He's got more gray hair in his beard than I have. Well, probably about the same. All right, but listen.
Then I found your Facebook and I saw TikToks and I.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? What did he see? I'm sorry, what?
He actually is
Right.
coming in specifically to film a TikTok this summer with his biker gang.
Oh my word. I need
So-
that. I need
Yeah,
that.
he's
I
bringing
can't
Dr.
even-
Rich a leather jacket, and he's gonna have them all lined up, and then he wants us to go down the line, and when we get to him, he just wants us to like focus, zoom in on his smile, but he wants Dr. Rich in like the leather jacket and everything. So he's coming in this summer to do that.
Oh my gosh. I love
Yeah.
that. But do y'all see what Kathleen's doing and the culture they're creating? And they're having a blast. Kathleen, is it fun when you do this stuff? Is it fun?
Yeah, the girls love it. The team, our patients love it. We have a bunch that request to be in TikToks when their treatment is done. So we say, you come up with the idea, we'll gladly do it. And that was his idea. He's bringing, I think he said like 15 of his biker friends. So it's gonna be fun.
Okay, good. So I want you all to get this, but here's a guy who had a past bad experience, made some bad decisions. Now he looks them up, finds them on Facebook, finds them on Google, looks at their reviews, says, oh, okay, good. Then goes to Facebook and TikTok. And then listen to what he says.
And I saw TikToks and I saw patients talking, and I was like, that's what I want. I want to be able to go out and feel confident again. And I got it.
Definitely did.
So far, I'm very happy, and I like the atmosphere. It's not like you're in a doctor's office. Everybody's smiling, everybody says hi, everybody jokes around, and just kind of gave me my, what do you call it, gave me my smile back. My wife already said that. She goes, you smile more. She goes, you must be feeling better and feeling more comfortable and stuff. And yeah, definitely happy. And I would tell anybody that needs to see a dentist for anything to come here. So you guys make people feel good. That's what I like.
You guys make people feel good. That's what I like. How many of you are happy for Victor? Raise your hand if you're personally, you're happy for Victor, right? That's what marketing is today in 2024. It's inspiration. It's hope. The idea that one could live a happier, better life. It's the idea that one could chew foods that they haven't been able to chew in years. One could avoid digestion issues because they don't chew enough because it hurts when they chew. One could smile proudly at a family gathering. One could attend a social event and not feel introverted about their smile. One could go to the dentist well knowing that one should be there, but hasn't been there because they're afraid of needles and drills. Even though they're a 220-pound man, they go into terror and shake. It's this that you are relaying. Now, if you need help on how to capture this, boy, Kathleen and I did a 10-minute on-location video of how to get a testimonial done. We did a 7-minute or 9-minute how to do reviews. You need reviews. You need testimonials. That is the content which is going to make somebody who finds you stay there and choose you. Marketing is a multi-part cycle. It's not on its own, one thing, one shot, everything's done. No. No, you have to do things to attract people to you. That is search engine optimization for organic, non-paid searches, and that is paid searches, paid ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, etc. That's a funnel, like an implant funnel. We have one spot left, everybody. We have one spot left. We do 5 at a time. We have one spot left. So if you want an implant funnel, you email me right away, okay? We'll get you in. An implant funnel, an Invisalign funnel, whatever. That's paid marketing to bring them to you. But boy, when they arrive, they better find great reviews and they better find some testimonials. And now you don't need to do anything super crazy. You pull out your phone and you record it. Even if you don't have the little remote microphone thingy dingy, then good. We'll audio enhance it. I got a video editing team standing by. Does everything for Kathleen. Kathleen, you still around? Tell me a little bit about what you do. You get the video, you get the before and after photo, and then you send it to the video editor team. And then about how long before you get it back with the music and everything? How long?
I mean, usually just a few days. Philippe is my best friend. I email him more than anyone else.
And how many testimonials do you do on average? And how many do you have total, do you think?
I have a bunch that Beth is still working on putting on Dashboard, but I would say at this point, we probably have over 20. I'm working on getting more veneer testimonials because a lot of them are implant focused. So I'm working on getting some more veneer and Invisalign ones. But between those testimonials and then we do a lot of training videos. Usually Beth and I try and do like 5 or 6 of those a week. We get them back. I get them back within a few days.
Great. And then how do you use them? Because where do you use them? Do you ever use them in the practice? Do you ever show people the testimonials while you're in a treatment presentation?
Yeah. So a lot of times we use them if a patient comes in and their other decision maker is not with them, we send an email with the links. A lot of times when we show our before and after book, I will pull them up on an iPad and I'm like, hey, just watch this patient's story. I have specific ones that I know will connect to specific people. So I have a couple that are moms who finally put themselves first, right? And that's so hard for a parent to do. So I pull up one of those tougher guys that are like, they'll pull up Victor's. You kind of like instinctively know which one's going to appeal to which person, but we'll pull it up in the consult room or we'll email them out.
Beautiful. Folks, if you need help on how to do them, listen, you're going to start doing them and it's going to be a little bit rough, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll walk you through that. I've got a video here where I'm literally with Kathleen. I was up at the practice. I'll just give you a couple seconds of it, to let you know that you just email me and I'll send you this. These are all unlisted, but I will send it. So how to get reviews and then testimonials. So we're in and out.
Yes.
We're going to talk about how you asked for a testimonial. Give a little bit of the overview, how the pattern is, how you found it's worked best.
Yeah, so for testimonials, there's a couple ways we do it. The biggest thing is you just look for, little indicators from a patient. If a patient came in from a testimonial, they're going to most likely want to be a part of a testimonial. One of the amazing things about people once you do this treatment is they want to help other people get this treatment. So it's easy to get them to talk about it. A lot of times it's patients that I help close, so I know them. So there's hugs, there's, oh my gosh, do you see? And if they haven't seen, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you haven't seen. Are you ready to see? And I'm like, okay, I get to take a video of you seeing, right? Oh yeah, like I want to be able to show my husband.
So that's the reveal.
For a reveal. Yeah.
Now, this is a patient. Let's talk about the reveal, because
Yeah.
this patient could still be heavily anesthetized, could be quite out of it still. When do you do the reveal?
We always do it at the end. We get them all cleaned up first,
Yes.
but we always do it at the end. So what we do is we seat them up, give them a little bit of time, kind of feel things around, but we don't let them see. We tell them not to look in their phone. The hard part for us is there's these windows.
The reflection.
Yeah. So normally if it's really sunny, we're okay.
Right.
But on times like these, we'd be like, okay, just keep your eyes shut for a minute. And then we turn them.
It's all right. It's a good
So
mirror.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So then we turn them. So I've had a couple of patients. There's one that comes to mind was Victor. He like did not want to see. He literally had his eyes shut and then he turned his whole body.
Oh, cute.
And he was like looking here. And then he
Cute.
saw that that was a little reflective. So then he made me stand there. So I was standing there and I had the camera over there. They get very into it.
Sure.
I'm just like, can I get your reaction? I just want to see up front and no pressure. I want it to be your real reaction.
Yeah.
I don't ask them to play it up for the camera. Like I
Sure.
just want it to be them.
Beautiful.
Because a lot of times you're going to get tears or you're going to get like, you know, holy shit,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
things like that.
And if that's
It's-
what it
it's
is,
natural.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Ask them and then we kind of make it fun. I like to draw it out.
Mm.
Like, okay, I know you really want to see. Let me just ask you a few questions first. What was your experience like today? And then they give their answer. How long were you thinking about doing this?
This is on video or pre-video?
On video.
So you've got the camera.
Mhm.
Where are you? Where's the camera? Where's the
So
patient?
they're here.
Mhm.
I usually set the camera up over like in this corner.
On the tripod?
Yeah, on the
Mhm.
tripod or like a little bit over. Usually I'll sit behind it,
Okay.
but with some patients, they don't like the reflection. So then I stand. I kind of do what makes it comfortable. I have
Yes.
other patients that I've done testimonials with, but they wanted me to be sitting next to them.
Mm.
So I've done that.
Mm.
Other times I've had Dr. Rich next to them. You kind of do what's most comfortable for the patient.
Sure.
We ask a couple questions and then I get to the point where we're like, how badly do you want to see? Do you want to see your smile?
Mm.
Hand them the mirror
Mm.
and then you just count it down. I'll either say like, okay, 3, 2, 1, or I'll say, okay, you can look. I know Dr. Rich does the same thing. He hands them the mirror and then it's whatever the reaction's going to be.
Sure. Have you ever had somebody who says, oh, I don't look good. I need to
Mhm.
lose a few pounds.
Yeah.
I look stupid on video. I sound stupid on video. And how do you handle that?
I've run into that a couple times, especially for testimonials at the end where they're like, oh, I forgot we were doing this. I didn't do my hair. I didn't do my makeup. And I said, well, one, I think you look beautiful. You look great. And honestly, it's not about how you look. It's about how you feel. So I just want you to talk about that. Why don't we do this? I'll record it and then I'll let you watch it with me and we can decide. So no harm, no foul. Let's at least just record it. I haven't had anyone ask me to delete it yet. So
The pre-warm-up before you have me do the reveal,
Mhm.
what are some of the questions you ask?
So some of the questions I ask are, what brought you to this point? What made you interested in this treatment? How did you feel with Dr. Rich? Tell me a little bit about your experience. How are you feeling right now? All different questions like that.
Somewhat tailored to the person,
To the person, yeah.
and the circumstances
Mhm.
and such. Yeah, because I've seen you've had some patients that had been to an earlier dentist and it went wrong,
Yeah.
and another person who's very scared of
Mhm.
dentistry. And you touched on those points specifically, guiding that person with a leading question, but not
Mhm.
giving them things to say.
Exactly, yeah. One thing that's really good about the fact that Beth and I are the ones in the room during the final parts of closing, you really get to know the patient and you know what is their like reason why. Whether it's a mom who's like finally putting themselves first. We've had patients who were in the military for a long time and you know they want to get their teeth fixed, or people that have been scaring their grandkids and they don't want to scare their grandkids anymore. You really get to know these people. And we have a nice little system inside of our practice management where we can like write little notes as to why. So I'll read them through. So if it's a patient Beth worked with, initially I'll say, hey, I went over a couple things with Beth. I'm going to ask you some questions in regards to XYZ. Beth told me you really want to eat a steak. Let's talk about it, you know, and just start from there.
Right. So it gives you the context, and now you really know that
Yeah.
patient. Great.
Because it shouldn't be generic.
So there is more to cover on this, but if you want the tutorial on this, the tutorial on how to get reviews and some games you can play, send me an email. I'm not just going to blast everything out to everybody because I know you're busy, but some of you could use this help. Trying to give you real life scenario cases, because I've been telling you this and I trained Kathleen. Kathleen had never, picked this up before. Kathleen, prior to this, but Kathleen, do you mind sharing what you were doing prior to Salvatore Dental?
Actually, my anniversary is Friday, 8 years, which is awesome. But
Wow.
prior to this, I worked at Panera and my degree is in early childhood education. So literally nothing that has to do with dentistry or video editing. But I can make you a good sandwich.
So,
if you want.
well, and I bet it's pretty good. Listen, the point is so many of us don't have any formal background in any of this. So we have to learn and learn and learn, and it takes time and stuff. But at least if you get out there, I love this comment, feeling pumped to get some of those reveal videos and run the interview. Thank you, Dan. I love that, Adan. And how many of you are liking this and feel a little bit more inspired and confident about going forward? Raise your hand. Okay, good. Now I'm going to do something that is going to blow you away. I need somebody that specifically wants help. I need a campaign for social media right now. I'm creating something that I'm about to release in about 2 months, I think, that is going to help you with content and ideas to do around, well, let me just show you. So who's going to be my sample? Somebody's got to open up a microphone and tell me what they're trying to do, where they're located, what the practice name is, blah, blah, blah.
I tried to do something and I'm kind of putting it on the back burner, but I want to kind of get a little bit more input on it. I tried doing, I'm sure some people have heard floss like a boss and everything. So we were trying to get people to floss more regularly, stay healthy, and have fun with it. And I wasn't getting the response back with it that I was hoping for. So I was kind of wondering on how to get better participation with patients and everything, because we do have a little bit of an older age range for us, so a lot of our issue is they may not be on social media as much.
Okay, what's the name of your practice?
Sorry, I'm Casey. I'm with Dr. Jessica Mansfield at Beachside Family Dentistry in Indian Atlantic, Florida.
Tell me a little bit about some of the specials and offers or things that you do to normally get people in.
So we do a lot of our specials on postcards, put it on our social media to let people know as well. And with like reviews, like currently right now we're doing a raffle basket for Mother's Day, one review, whether it's on Facebook, we go through Weave as well, Google, or they can do a video testimonial. That gets them an entry into winning our basket that we have on display in our lobby. So I've only been in this position since October, and I've done nothing in dentistry ever. I worked with kids before this, so this is a completely new thing for me. So I'm still, it's wins and loses with me, fails and successes, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't.
What sort of like offers or anything that get people in?
Limited ortho cases, those seem to be pretty popular. Starting next month, we're doing a sip and scan event that gives it a little bit more of a discount price. They get to come in during our after hours, and Dr. Mansfield and Dr. Gupta, our associate doctor, they'll be talking about what Invisalign is, how it can better you if you are available for it. We'll give them beverages, snacks, iTero scan, and it starts them already with that iTero scan to if they are good to go for Invisalign and everything. So we're hoping that that's going to help really boost up our Invisalign cases as well. But the limited seem to be pretty popular with our patients currently.
I'm just making some notes. Good. Any other points of things that you've done in the past, successes, and any things that people routinely say about you as a practice?
A lot of reviews tend to say how we're very personal, and like we had said, what you had said prior, being a private practice, it's usually more personal. That's how we see it here. We get to know our patients more on a better base, and just when they get big cases done and everything, it's a lot more meaningful for them because they've been working with us for so long and we know so much about them through the process.
I'm about to show you something. Let's say we want 5 posts, that are kind of fun and inspirational and such. How often do you post on social media?
I do at least 2 posts a day on our social medias. I see that our more personal posts do a lot better. We just posted a gender reveal of one of our hygienists yesterday, and that was a really popular response with patients. We got a lot of follower increases through YouTube and TikTok, which is a little bit harder for us to get, and that actually we got quite a few reactions from that.
Good. So I'm going to, now how comfortable are you on camera?
Pretty good.
Okay. The reason I ask is that it's going to be something that you're going to want to do both posts, but personal messages. And these personal messages might be links that you send out to your patients in the form of a broad text or whatever. And it's a video message. Some will be on social media and some won't. Here's some of the ideas. And you would do both a post and then you do a personal message. I would like you, and I'm just going to do it. Let me do it I'll do it like I'm you. Okay. So here we go. I'll see if I can do this. Everybody stand by. I really want you to meet our doctor, Dr. Jessica Mansfield, truly the heart of Beachside Family Dentistry in Indian Atlantic, Florida. Our practice isn't just about treatments. It's about families, smiles, and stories that last a lifetime. Join our Beachside Family Dental, where every checkup feels like a homecoming, because you're not just patients, you're part of our dental family. That would be something, a quick message, something fun, and you could have Dr. Mansfield do it. Here'd be another one. Did you know flossing is like giving your teeth a hug and your gums the care they deserve? At Beachside Family Dentistry, we're on a mission to keep your smile bright and your gums tight. Come in and let's talk about flossing techniques that feel good and do wonders for your oral health. Quick message like that, just on that. You could put some photos connected to it, and I can even do it a little bit bigger and a little bit deeper. I want everybody to just watch this. You're going to have to groove in on this. And you might not have a doctor that feels comfortable doing this, but somebody in the practice might. Somebody might be really good with it or could get really good with it. I want you to think with this as a tool, because a video message, somebody will prefer to watch a 2-minute video rather than read 2 paragraphs of text. And I want you to think about how fast you can read 2 paragraphs of text. I could take every one of these messages and turn them into a little mini video. And it doesn't have to be word for word. It could be with your own touch. You could literally have bullet points on these things that really just punch home some common things. You could take a review and bring that in, or take 10 reviews, turn that into a summary, and turn that into a script using AI. I'm going to be bringing this tool to you through Blumberg Digital and DDS Dashboard and MGE and DDS Success, because we understand you sit there sometimes with writer's block. What am I going to talk about? Well, you do so many different things. Oh my gosh. You could talk about, 800 different things, quite literally, from whitening to restorative to implants to straightening to common checkup, gum disease, fear of dentistry. There's so many different points. I'm going to give you some things that are really short, hard-hitting things that you could either use for social media, you could use for a short little video script, but I want everybody right now to commit this to me right now. 1 post a day for a week. I want you to do 1 post a day for a week. If you're on our marketing platform for Blumberg Digital, go into our library of I don't know how many thousands of posts, randomly just choose some subject, pick one thing, add some custom text, or just use the text that's there. But I want everybody to do 1 post a day for a week. Who's going to agree? Raise your hand. Who's going to agree? Good. For those who are more courageous, inch it up to 2. If you're already doing 1, do 2. And I'm going to tell you right now, just watch. It's the outflow. It's getting in there and outflowing. And that said, I've been outflowing for far too long. We are 5 minutes over, but how was today? Thumbs up, medium, or down? Awesome. It is so good to see everybody here, and I've had a blast. If I didn't answer your question specifically, send me an email. If there's something you want to know about in the next Blumberg Digital webinar, send me an email. If there's something you need help with right now, send me an email. We're here for you. The whole team is here for you. The team is top notch. I tell you this with 100% certainty. Our team is here for you. We want to see that result. So until next month's webinar, and for many of you, I'll be seeing you at Owners Conference. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.